Hello and welcome to Hornbill TV. Today we shed light on the concerning trend of increasing incidents of inappropriate behavior towards women. Many women experience eve teasing and sexual harassment and even rape. There are cases that go unreported and those that also include victim blaming. Victims often face unjust scrutiny and blame, especially regarding their attire or late-night activities. Women, particularly those from the Northeast, studying or working in mainland India, are frequently subjected to harassment and derogatory remarks. In a recent incident, 4 Naga women encountered an Uber driver masturbating in front of them during a late-night ride. Shockingly, instead of supporting the victims, they faced negative comments and criticism for being out late and their choice of clothing. Dr. Alana Golmei, a prominent activist and lawyer from the Northeast, has been at the forefront advocating for the rights of Northeastern communities and combating racism. Dr. Golmei established the Northeast Support Center and Helpline and has been recognized by the Women's Commission for her relentless efforts, and just recently she has been recognized as one of the new Indian Express Powerful Women Influencers. As a social activist, lawyer and founder of organizations like Panu Foundation and Northeast Support Center and Helpline, Dr. Golmei's commitment to combating injustice against women is commendable. We are privileged to have Dr. Alana Golmei join us virtually on Hornbill TV to discuss these issues. Thank you for joining Hornbill TV, Dr. Golmei. I'd like to start by discussing your dedication to supporting women in the cities who face discrimination and distress. Could you share with our viewers when you first felt compelled to take action on behalf of these women?
Like many others from Northeast, I have faced discrimination numerous times, like people calling names, passing lewd comments. Those were very common and people don't seem to care. And in such situation, I also don't know what to do as a young woman. I was new to the place and this environment, so it was very difficult even how to handle them. And it was way back in 2007. I was interacting with some of the boys and girls from Northeast who have come to work and for study in Delhi. And then they shared the similar situations of facing racial discrimination. And mostly women, they were a soft target and they face sexual harassment at workplace, discrimination, and also sexual harassment at the rented accommodation in other places. Then it was also the time I was interacting with the Burmese refugees, and when I started engaging with them, they started sharing the same situations and also similar experiences of the people from the Northeast, and especially women. So that was the time I realized that one cannot continue to suffer in silence. So along with me and few like-minded individuals, we started a helpline which is called the Northeast Support Center and Helpline. And through this helpline, we made lots of intervention. We made spot intervention, we helped them in filing complaints, we made representations to the concerned authorities, and we also made awareness through the media and other platforms. So then that was how we started these initiatives for a noble cause, helping the people.
Okay, Dr. Golmei, as someone from Manipur and the Northeast region yourself, how do you actively combat these cases and support individuals from your region? With your foundation, Panu, could you tell us more about the foundation and could you share the types of calls or distress signals that you commonly receive?
Panu Foundation was founded in 2013 at the backdrop of the rising violence against women in the form of gender-based discrimination, physical and mental abuse.
Okay.
Since the recent past, many cases of sexual violence, domestic violence, and other forms of violence against women have come out in a public domain. But many also still go unreported and women continue to suffer in silence. So in this context, Panu Foundation aims to initiate a process of engaging with the vulnerable women and the survivors, and also provide a platform so that these women can come together, share their experiences, and also empower each other, and they can become a decision makers in a society. We intervene in cases of domestic violence, sexual assault, and also sexual harassment at workplace, and survivors of human trafficking. So we provide pro bono services. We also counsel them. And then we work through the process so that the victim are not afraid and they are empowered enough to fight for justice.
All right, doctor. And do victims typically share their experiences with you? And if so, how do you provide assistance or address the situation?
I engage with victims on an individual basis based on the problems and situations that they face. And certain actions are initiated, including submitting representations to the concerned ministries and commissions, and provide counseling, help them in lodging complaints, and also help them through the court proceedings and other necessary actions which is required for the victims.
What are the challenges you encounter in your efforts, and what do you believe society should do to help victims, doctor?
The challenges we face in our effort include the absence of technical resources, as we are doing this mostly on voluntary basis, because most of the victims are not from a good family background, and it is not easy for them to continue to fight for justice in a place like Delhi and other metro cities. So they got disheartened in the process because the process is too long. And we try to help them by providing pro bono services, and at least to some extent we are able to help them. But luckily in Delhi things have changed and also has improved a lot, and awareness level has also improved, and the authorities are also trying their best, at least to some extent. But this also needs to be done in other metro cities, like the way how things have improved in Delhi. And also our society must be more sensitive towards any people or the problems that people are going through. Doesn't have to be their family members or their relatives, but at least if anybody is facing problem or situation, it is good for a community to come together and then help each other. That way we build a very strong community, and that itself will send out a good message to the other populations who do not really have knowledge about people from the Northeast.
All right. Doctor, not just women but men also face harassment and false accusations in some cases. So do you provide support or assistance in such cases as well?
Certainly, I offer assistance to men facing false accusations of domestic violence, and in other cases of matrimonial issues. As much as I care for women and their rights, I also help men who are going through the same situation.
Okay. And doctor, regarding the recent distressing incident involving 4 Naga women in Gurgaon, Haryana, who faced a traumatic situation with an Uber driver, masturbating in front of them, and one of the victims recording the incident on video. Could you tell us on how you plan to address this issue? Were you able to keep in touch with the victims?
When I was informed about this incident by one of the members from Naga Students Union Delhi, I immediately responded and I advised him that the victims should file a complaint and also send representations to the concerned authorities, including the National Commission for Women and the Commissioner in Gurugram. Then I offered to submit a representation through our organization if the victims are willing. Then I managed to talk to one of the victims But when I spoke to her, she said she's tired, and also she sounded very stressed, and yes, she sounded very tired.
Okay.
And she also told me that she's not sure what to do at the moment. So I told her that anytime, if she's willing and she's ready, I'm there to help her. And also I told her that it was very unfortunate about the incident. And I told her to rest well and to take care. But till today, of course, I have not received any news from her.
Doctor, a few days back, I spoke with one of the victims involved in the incident with the Uber driver, masturbating, whereby she shared that she was not scared to fight against the injustice, but she said that she felt extremely stressed and sick after posting the video on Instagram. Instead of receiving support, she and her friends faced negative comments and harsh judgments, questioning them about what they wore and for being out late at night. It's unfortunate that in cases like this, the victim is often blamed rather than the perpetrator. She was bold enough to shoot a video then and there, but the victim was understandably shaken by the backlash on social media. It's really troubling to see this trend persisting. So what are your thoughts on this matter as well?
Instances of backlash against women victims are not new in our society. Whenever there is a case of sexual harassment or sexual assault, it is women who are always being blamed for being out at night or for wearing certain clothing. This kind of mindset of victim blaming and shaming should be eradicated from our society.
Okay.
There is a pressing need for widespread awareness and education among men and our society to address this issue. And especially in this recent incident, how will they know that such things will happen? How will they know that this Uber driver will be doing all these inappropriate things when they were booking the cab? So these are something that is unpredictable. We don't even know what is going to happen. And often women are the one who is leading the fight for injustice, and very little support from men.
For students or community from the Northeast who may encounter difficulties or harassment, how can they reach out to you for assistance or support? And also, where is your office located, Doctor?
Our office is located at Green Park Extension, New Delhi, and our website is nesch.in. All the details are there in the website. They can get in touch with us anytime.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Doctor. We extend our best wishes and hope that your efforts to combat injustice against women will yield positive results. So that was Dr. Alana Golmei from Manipur, who has been working to help women. She has been recognized with awards for her work, and she runs a 24/7 helpline for women from the Northeast who need help. Anyone who needs assistance can call Dr. Golmei's helpline. That's all for now. Thanks for watching Hornbill TV.